Welcome back everyone. In this video, we will explore components. You must remember the app.js file from our previous videos. And what it let us do is that inside root.render, we had imported this app.js and it lets us separate all of this code from the index.js file. This is the example of a component and we call this the app component. So components are basically the building blocks of React, and components lets us split the UI into independent and reusable pieces. There are two types of component in React: class components and function components. In this series, when we talk about components, we will understand function components. Let's create a component. So I have to write the keyword function. And when creating a component, we follow the Pascal casing naming convention. I'm going to name my component Hello World. So I'm going to start with a uppercase letter and then Hello World. Since it is a function, we have to give it a bracket and then give it a curly bracket. And inside of this function, we need to return a bunch of JSX. So let's give it a p tag. And inside, we're going to write hello world. How is everyone doing? And then we will need to bring this hello world inside of our root.render. And the way we do it is that this is a JSX syntax, hello world, and then a slash, and then the closing tag. If we visit our browser now, we'll see that we get the p tag, hello world, how is everyone doing? So we have just created a component. One of the main reasons why we use components is to separate our code. By separating our code, we can write a more readable and easy to manage and debug code. So I'm just going to separate this hello world from this index file. So we need to create a file inside the source folder, and I'm just going to name it hello world as well and follow the Pascal casing naming convention here as well. So it's going to be hello world.js, and inside of this hello world.js, I will follow everything that I have done in index.js. Hello world, then give it a bracket and then a curly bracket, and inside I'm going to return the same p tag. So hello world, how is everyone doing? Question mark. Now if I remove this hello world altogether and this JSS syntax as well, we don't see that hello world appearing here anymore. The reason is that we have just created this hello world component, but we don't have access to that component in our index.jsx. So we need to make it available in the index.js file. And the way we do it is we make the hello world function the default export from the hello world.js file. So I'm going to write export default and then the name of the function, that is hello world. In the index.js file, now we need to import the hello world. So import, and we can call it anything. We can just call it something from. Now we give the path to that file, and it is in the same folder as the index.js file inside the source folder. So I'm just going to write a dot and then slash hello world, and the extension or the format, that is not required. The .js is not required. React understands this automatically. So now if I bring the something here, and visit our browser, you'll see that we get hello world, how is everyone doing? And that is what we had written inside the p tag. Hello world, how is everyone doing? Now I understand this works. We have named it something, but to follow the convention, we give it the same name that we have given in the file. So instead of something, I will give it hello world, and I will replace something with hello world here as well. So back in our browser, everything is working fine. So back in the hello world.js file, so far from the hello world component, we have returned only a single p tag. But what if we want to return more than one element from a component? Say after this p tag, I want to give it another p tag, and inside it, I want to write what is up people. You can see that it's giving me error in the code editor, and if I visit the browser, it will give me error here as well. So how do we solve this? The way we can solve this is we can wrap this two p tags with a single div. So now this is just one element, and we can return this. This will work. As you can see, everything is working again. Also, in the case that a div is not desired, we can just remove this div and we can replace it with a empty tag. Now this is a valid JSX syntax, and these empty tags represent a React fragment. A React fragment allows us to return multiple elements without rendering any extra unnecessary tags. So if I visit the browser and inspect now, and you can see that this to p tag doesn't have a wrapping div anymore. But if I replace these empty tags with a div again, you will see that those two p tag now have a parent div. We can use a component inside of another component. So back in the hello world.js, I want this what is a people text to be in another separate component. So I'll make another component and I will call it people.js. And inside of it, I will follow the same rule. Function people, then a bracket, curly bracket, and inside of it, I'll return that same, what is a people. Now I have to export this function as the default one. Export default people, and then I have to import this above the hello world function. Import, I will follow the convention and call it people as well, from, and it is in the same directory, so just people. And just below this p tag, I'm going to use the people component. So back in the browser, if I look, we can see the same result. So if I comment this people, we won't see the second text. But if I uncomment this, we can see the second text. Now, a component inside of a component is called a child component, and the component that is holding that component is called the parent component. In our case, hello world is the parent component and people is the child component. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.